Good morning. As you can see, it's foggy and horrible, wet, yuck. So being as it is so horrible today, the original plan was to do a 30-mile ride, maybe in my club's mince pie ride, but I didn't fancy that. I don't think there's going to be many on that today. So instead, I'm going on a bit of an exploration. When I was young, we used to live just on the edge of this estate, and behind it there used to be an area called Elmer Park. Now it's an industrial estate. Back then it wasn't. It was a crisscross of concrete roadways dating back to the war, and up in the woods there was an old firing range. Now I can't remember exactly where it was in relation to where the buildings are now, so it could be difficult to find, but I'm going to have a look. So this here is the entrance to Elmer Park Woods. Let's see what we can find. There has been a lot of rain, so it's quite muddy. That slimy mud up here, it's quite clay. What I should have done is bought the GoPro mouth mount. Might be tricky to film with this and ride one-handed, but we'll see how we go. It's very slippery, and I'm on a bit of a slope like that. I just keep sliding down. It's got much harder than I thought. This area is looked after by the Woodland Trust. Quite a lot of new fencing here since the last time that I came this way. Just somewhere up in those trees is this firing range. I just don't know exactly where. And that side is the tail end of the industrial part. I think I might go through that gate. There's a gate just there. Might go through there, have a look up, see if I find anything much. So as you can see, tyres are a little bit muddy. Very muddy up here. It must be 40 years since I've been up this way. Maybe longer, just over. Amazing really, isn't it? So everything looks really different. I'm sure it's somewhere down there maybe, but just not how I remember it, obviously. And it's not the best day for vision, is it really? It's very foggy, murky. When I was looking on the internet just before I came out, and I found some recent photographs of it, so it's definitely still there. Might have to be a spring clear day, a bit more research required. I might ask Roy, he'll know. If he doesn't know, he'll find out, won't he? He's like that, you know, very historical type. I think I may have found something. That clearing down there, that does look vaguely familiar. There's a gate just here. I'm going to go look, see what I can see. So, in this little clearing, this would be quite a nifty place to come and ride your bike in the summer, but no firing range. So come back down the hill now. I'm sure this wall is somewhere near here, but I can't find it. But down there, there's a pathway. I'm on the edge of the industrial estate, as you can see now, and that little pathway there goes all the way down, I think, through a little track between two industrial sites, and joins up with one of the roads that I regularly ride out on, but it's pretty overgrown, so I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to go that way because I do happen to know what is that way, and it's quite nice. It's quite exciting. I shall show you. So someone else has been along here this morning on a mountain bike. You can see the tracks. That actually would be the best bike to be coming down here on. Maybe not a gravel bike, but just in the distance up here is what I'm going to show you next. It's quite hard to ride on this, but I'm going to give it a go. Just for you, the viewers. Risk life and limb. So, what do we have here? This, my friends, is what £1.2 million over 4 years looks like. It's not finished yet, but going down here is going to be a concrete track. Again, it's going between two industrial units, and it's connecting with this pathway, which is going to be shared cycle and walkway going out to some Woodland Trust woodlands at London Thorpe Wood, just outside Grantham. They've been at it, I think, for most of the last year actually, but I'm going to take you along here now. Could be quite atmospheric on a day like this. So how good is this? There's not actually a lot of it for £1.2 million. Well, not at this end anyway. There's car parking thing at the other end, and there's more walkway. But it is very good all the same. Partially National Lottery funded, along with the Woodland Trust and a few other organisations, including an organisation called the FCC. How about that? Not our FCC, a different FCC. When you're riding through muddy bits, it's amazing how much mud gets just everywhere. Got some on my crossbar. How did that get there? So believe it or not, I am here exactly 2 miles from my house. Amazing. So here it comes out onto the road. I showed you this, what, 2-3 weeks ago, I think. Obviously they're putting the metal railings to stop people just riding across, because it is a pretty busy road. So on this side of the road, there's a car park which has been redeveloped, made bigger than it used to be, with a bit more facilities there. I think there's going to be some compost toilets, I do believe. So this side of it is more aimed at walkers than cyclists. So obviously we've got this cycle track here, and then we crisscross that walking trail. So I've just spoken to somebody who knows where the rifle range is, but it is quite hard to get to. It's a bit overgrown. I think I'll go another day when maybe it's a bit brighter and not muddy all around it. She said it is quite muddy on the way to it. She's sceptical I could ride my bike there, but she's not a cyclist, so you know. So this cycle path comes out onto the road which goes through 5 gates, which you might just recognise when I get to here. When I get to this gate here, it's actually an area that I regularly film at on my way out. It's often where I first start filming, because it's when I leave the main road. So I've got a main road at the top there, but you might just recognise this road coming down here. So this is just 2 miles from my house. Amazing, really. I think ultimately, longer term aim is that this path comes carrying on, and ultimately we'll go through that gate there. Behind that hedge in the distance up there's a popular, it's like a Victorian folly called Belmont Tower, which I'll show you another time. I don't think you'll even see it today from the road, but I think long term the plan is that the cycle path will ultimately connect up to that. My chain is very, very grindy. I think I've got a lot of mud and this chalk in it. Can you hear it? Nice. I best get cleaning stuff out when I get back. So you can see here, cycle path goes alongside the walking route. Being Sunday, despite the weather, there's quite a few pedestrians and dog walkers on the walking route. Don't know if there's going to be some other sort of demarcation. I can see people riding bikes around the walking route still. But as you can see up here, it's very pleasant. Very good, I'm liking it. It's actually a great way for people on this side of the town ultimately to be able to get out into the countryside, walking safely or riding safely. Having some toilets there as well is pretty good. I can see it developing into quite a popular place, being quite busy there in the summer. Could be a good place to have a coffee van. But I'm going to head back on the road now, see if I can get rid of a bit of this mud. I've got amazingly muddy considering I've only come 2 miles. So when I connected up as I came out of the woods with the unfinished cycle path through this gate, which is currently locked, this is where it's going to connect up to. So it's going to snake up, go through this yard, through the industrial yard, up to the top where you can't see because of the mist and the fog, and it will finish up connecting with that path where I showed you. Amazing. Of course, when I was a lad, all this was fields. So, although that was a little bit of a failed mission to find the rifle range, I did get muddy. And that's never a bad thing, is it? So I'm going to go back home now, make myself a flat white, get warmed back up, see if there's any new Boris instalments, see what the latest daily tale of woe is. Brexit minister's gone now, hasn't he? So, hope you have a good week. Don't forget to get all your Christmas presents sorted. Let's see what the next week or so brings for restrictions, eh? Stay safe, everyone. I'll see you again in a few days' time. Bye for now.